Junior ROTC.
ROTC, none of you guys are here? The Best Beauty entry. These people are very special. Sir Thomas' primary thrust is the speech and hearing impaired. And when we got the opportunity to put Miss Deaf Arkansas and Mr. Deaf Arkansas into the group, I'm so proud of them.
Good.
Get it? Thank you. For you that don't know, whenever the deaf people do something to be applauded, they can't hear you, so we go this bit. So here you go, kids. Look around.
Okay. Thank y'all very much.
Best club entry, first Levy Memorial VFW post. I think we got all the kids out.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you. Y'all get right in the middle here. There we go.
We got one over
We
here.
got another one.
There you go.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
And second club entry goes to the VFW post 2935.
Okay, let me get over here. I've got some instructions that there's a camera there, but there's also a camera there, so I guess we can wave at the one over here. All right.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, let's look over here and wave at that.
All we need is some good old members.
All right, good old members, all right.
Right.
Well,
The only one that ain't got a club.
well, we'll recruit for you. Anything we can do to help, you let us know. All right, thanks.
We had several antique cars in this year. First goes to Tom Brown.
All right.
He was here, where'd he go?
Well, he's back, I think. I talked to his wife today, Chief Bradley, I think, so.
Farrell Roberts.
There we go. Congratulations. Thank you.
How you doing?
I think we probably do better if we excuse us. You know, when the camera's in the room, you know what we would normally do with cameras here. So let's kind of look here and over there. Okay. Great. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Albert Straub.
All right, John, I want to rotate over here so we can kind of take close to home. All right, there we go.
How's that?
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
2, 3.
Good.
Thanks. Congratulations. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Best Boy Scout entry. I thought I had all the boys, all the young ones out of here, but I guess I didn't. Best Boy Scout entry, Cub Scout Pack 87.
Hey, 87's not out there.
87's not out there, okay. Best decorated commercial vehicle. First place goes to our little rubber tire trolley from CTA.
All right, we got a catafalque here, so we'll get them their trophy.
Mims.
Mims, John Swanson, there you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Well, good, well, yeah, thanks.
And the Arkansas Queen River boat.
All right.
He's probably out working tonight.
Probably floating tonight. Okay, we'll make sure he gets it.
Best horse and riding entry, Down to Earth Riders.
Down to Earth Rider. Okay.
B&M Riding Club.
B&M Riding Club.
See, they don't live in North Little Rock. It takes a little longer for them to get here. The Hilltoppers Riding Club.
All right.
Oh, we got one here. Are you from Hilltoppers? I'm glad you could make it. You came the furthest.
Well, let's see if we can guess. Do we make sure we got that camera? I'm told is the. We'll look here and there. John, if you want to kind of move over. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate it, sir.
Best School Performing Group, the North Little Rock Panthers Cheerleaders.
Okay, maybe they got a game tonight.
And this is another group that put on a terrific little show in front of the judges' stand. Police Athletic League Dancers. They're here. And they did a good job, too.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right, here we go. All right, let's sort of look here. There we go. All right, thank you. Oops, wait, no, come on back.
Got more
All
here.
right, we're gonna make sure everybody gets that.
Sure. Good.
Congratulations.
Good.
Miss Blue Review, Zeta Phi Beta. Oh, yeah. I talked to you on the phone.
Good.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you.
Oh, and you got the second one for the America Auxiliary.
Okay.
You got-
All right.
They pulled both of them.
All right, we got another one coming?
Yeah, she pulled both of them.
All right, let's double fisted here. There we go.
They got your
All right,
names
we
on
get
them,
it up.
though.
There we go.
Best Business Commercial Floats, McKimmey Associates. You guys sure had a good time doing this, didn't you?
There we go. I'll see what I'll get back here.
Sorry. Okay, let's turn so that we can get on the home camera as well. Just smile and say
All
hello.
right, congratulations.
Pulaski Bank. Pulaski Bank.
We're on a different camera now. All right.
Who? Ooh, Cry Like.
Crawline. Okay.
Here you are, I'm sorry.
Now let's go on a different camera. We're over here. So.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Congratulations. There we go. We'll just do that in here. Okay.
Okay, we're doing good.
Easter scrap metal. Easter scrap metal. They're not local either, but they sure had a cute little car. USS Razorback base. Oh, yes, he is too.
All right, sail on, good to see you.
I have to
Wait a minute,
say, I'm particularly proud of the Razorback. My brother served on it during World War II. For the Razorback.
Razorbacks. That's the right one, that's for the police cars. Just one second. We'll get it straight.
Oh, I missed a whole group. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Go sit down and come back.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
There we go. All right, thanks, all right. All right, thanks.
So go ahead and do that. Second place, the animal, North Little Rock Animal Shelter.
All right.
I did two, and I'll come back and get those three. I'm sorry.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Billy. Okay.
Now I'm gonna do the police car, firefighters. Yeah, the Razorback. What did we give you?
That was
The animal shelter, yeah, but the Razorback was before that.
I think we've already done the Razorback. That's a fella showing up.
Did he leave already?
Uh-oh, we got the wrong trophy. You want to run? We'll swap it back. Billy doesn't, we know where Billy is tomorrow.
We know where Billy is, yeah. Okay, the antique police car. I'm so sorry.
Antique police car.
The antique police car? North Little Rock Firefighters Union? I just missed the group, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got the here.
You got the wrong one?
No, mine's good.
Okay.
Okay, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Got it, good.
Congratulations. Thanks. All right, Billy, I think you got the wrong one. Oh, it is the right one. It says North Rock Animal Shelter.
Okay, you're good. We just, I don't know who we gave the,
One for the Razorback, I think, got the antique police vehicle.
I think you got to out of line, probably.
Oh, okay, we'll have one.
Yeah, we know where the Razorback folks are
We'll
too.
find them.
North Little Rock Citizens Fire Alumni.
Okay.
Now, we talked to them today, I believe.
Okay, all right, we'll get it to them.
Okay.
Great bunch of folks. All right, well,
Thank you.
All right.
Now I'm ready for the fire department. The North Little Rock Fire Department.
All right, Alan, or,
Well, I know there's somebody here from there.
well, I know if we, all right, let's do our fire department.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back in here. We got fire department.
Another one here.
All right.
You gotta do it twice.
Yeah.
Try.
All right, thanks again, Captain.
The rural fire departments, these are the ones, no? That's rural.
Any rural fire departments here?
East Pulaski
Okay.
County,
All right,
East Pulaski County.
okay. Appreciate it, thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Gravel Ridge Fire Department.
Good job. Thanks.
Thank you again, ma'am.
Oh, glad to have you. Glad to have you as a fireman, believe me. The next one is the Scott Fire Department. And McAlmont.
All right. There we go. Thanks a lot.
Best Civic Organizations. North Little Rock Elks Club,
All right.
number 1004.
Elks? All right. We
Scimitar.
appreciate the Elks. All right, let's give them a applause.
Scimitar.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
I'm sure they're looking at them and they're not moving.
Come on out here.
Congratulations, appreciate it. Thank y'all. Here.
He's the one who's got the fire truck, let him
So
hold it.
you're the short one, you get in the middle.
He's the one who got the fire
Come
truck.
over here, let me, I can get right in the middle. I should have
Where
brought
you
my
want me to get?
You're doing fine, Hill.
How's that? How's that? Good.
Thank you.
Well, take care. Good to see you. Doing fine. Take care. Bye.
Well, we got Scimitar.
They've got it on their list, so okay. And then third place goes to North Little Rock, Sertoma.
All right. Here. Oh, congratulations.
How's that, sir? Okay, very
Thanks
good.
to Sertoma. We appreciate it.
You can sit over there in the chair. Our best children's entry was the Tiny Tots Daycare. And I believe they're from Smackover. I really didn't expect to see them tonight. Best community entry was the Levy Project Improvement.
All right. Hey.
Good.
Thanks.
Okay.
North Little Rock, no, they're not North Little Rock, they're Little Rock, but we let them be in our parade. Little Rock Horse and Carriage.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Come over here, little rock. Their prettiest route is coming across the Main Street Bridge over to North Little Rock. I can attest to that.
Can I tell you a little story about?
Sure.
Their haze is in their float, in their carriage. And it's a warm day, so he takes the little blanket, shoves it down between the seats. There's nothing there. They landed on the pavement.
His aim's off really bad too.
It wasn't between the seats. It was the the little hood, and the little hood flopped back, you know, and you might think that there's a place behind the seat that you could drop whatever. Well, I was dropping coats and scarves and everything else out the back of the truck, out back of the carriage. So we were behind a good, nice.
You certainly were. And I also want to say, we don't have any policemen left in here yet, but 2 seconds and the police had us all surrounded. What's going on? We didn't.
Okay.
Benish's Donkey and Cart.
All right. Okay.
Sure, you go right ahead.
Have your feet so we can see it.
You want it right there, good.
Right there, that's good. Look at this.
Get it? Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, there we go.
Yeah. That's all of them.
That donkey knew
That's
that
it.
he was front and center. He pranced around like a show horse. He was so fun.
He was.
Well, let's thank Pat and Bob Carroll once again for all the work they did. Pat and Bob Carroll, thank y'all. Got a couple more things real quick, but let me first of all just offer an apology. Jim Hamilton, our municipal judge, had contacted me and asked if he might be able to say, I still want to hear Jim, because if he wanted to mention something about our proclamation of Curtis Sykes Day. And I know while most of the family's gone, I sure apologize for not having both recognized and seen Jim. Jim does a terrific job as our municipal judge, and Jim, we sure appreciate the work you do for our community, the time you spend in the court, the time you spent down here as our city attorney. So with that, let me again apologize for not acknowledging you, number one, but number two, let's tell Jim Hamilton how much we appreciate the job he's done as city attorney.
Mayor, I'm just here as a visitor. I had forgotten how much fun you folks have, and I'm just enjoying myself, and thanks.
Thanks, Jim. One of the things that many of us had a chance to be a part of last Friday was the induction into the North Little Rock Senior Citizens Hall of Fame. We had 3 inductees, and one we were able to surprise, and I think we all know that Charlie Baxter is a fella that has helped make this city tick for a long time. Olin Thomas helped begin introducing him, if I'm not mistaken, to the city of North Little Rock through our Community Development Agency. Charlie was our Housing Authority Director and now serves as the Chief Administrator for the Patrick Hayes Senior Citizen Center. And Charlie, just to add to what was already said last Friday, let me just share with you, and if you come to the microphone just a second, and I'll go ahead and present this to you. You know, we know that we've invested a lot of dollars down there at that senior complex, but as I said when I helped surprise Charlie, no matter how much you invest in bricks and mortar, there's only one way to make that work, and that's with people. And Charlie is got a long list of folks that are volunteers, a small list of staff people, but a heart that's big and a caring that is knows no limits. So if I just wanted to add to what was said last Friday by making the 11th day of February 2008 as Charlie Baxter Day in honor of his induction to the North Little Rock Senior Citizen Hall of Fame. Charlie, thank you for all of you did. Appreciate it. Okay, thank y'all very much for helping us be a part of certainly that opportunity to add a lot of thanks to a lot of people who were very active in being involved in this community. And Now we'll look back to the agenda. The one thing that is remaining on the presentations and public hearing, the only thing I see is the public hearing regarding 07136. It's the conditional use to allow an auto accessories installation business in a C3 zone for property located at 3701 JFK Boulevard. With that, I know I'm the sponsor. I think I'll recall that we had an opportunity to visit with this last week, and we gave an opportunity for folks to both gather petition signatures and to make any additional presentation for, we call this for a vote tonight. With that, let me go ahead and convene this public hearing and offer the microphone to anyone that would care to speak.
Mr. Mayor, Town Council, first I want to say thank you for offering that opportunity. I went door to door. I personally went door to door. I went to most every business in the Park Hill area. I went several blocks on both sides of the road, front and rear of my building. I spoke to lots of people. I do have your signatures that you asked for. Mainly, I want to say thank you because it offered me an opportunity to get to talk to these people one-on-one and find out their concerns, find out really if they were behind me or if they were against me. Those who were against me, I wanted to know. Those who were for me, I also wanted to know those also. I figured it would also help my business. Turned out with great response, excellent response. As you can see, they go right down the road like you asked me to do. Everything turned out really, really well. I was very, very happy. I want to tell a little bit more about my business. I've been here several times. You think you know most of it. I just want to tell you that I'm looking forward to the opportunity to make my business better. That's the reason why I want to come over to North Little Rock. I want a better business. I'm already in business, but I want to get to a better clientele. I want to offer my same service that I offer now to the town of North Little Rock. I'm willing to answer any questions you may have. Other than that, I'm good to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from any council member? We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Did you have, is that petition being circulated? I think Alderman Bryant has that. Anyone else care to address the council? And I think Ms. Whitby wants you to sign a card if you hadn't already done it. We'd appreciate that.
I think this gentleman should have the opportunity to bring a business to North Little Rock. I understand there may be one person that's opposed to it, but personally, they had before that, they had a gentleman up
Ard,
here.
we all know who you are, but you need to tell everybody else.
Okay, sir. I'm Jim Ard, possibly candidate for mayor. But I think he should have the opportunity to bring a business to North Little Rock. He seems like a very reliable person, and I hope y'all do vote for him. Thank you very much.
All right. I see 3 folks standing. We got room for all 3, one after the other. Mr. Fleckenstein, I think have you filled out a card? All right. Ms. Whitby, you're in her good grace now.
I'm Bob Fleckenstein. I live up in the Park Hill area. And my wife and I got together and we started a petition. And as you see in your notes, there's 126 signatures of people that object to this business being up here. I have another petition with some names on it here, and these are all local people in the Park Hill area. And some of them had actually signed this gentleman's petition, and then when they got our letter, they made a phone call and got really informed about what his business was about. And the thing here is this is a special use. You know, it's a conditional use property. It does not meet the zoning requirements up there. Therefore, he has to come in front of the city council or planning commission to get permission. And the fact that it does not conform to the zoning, we take extreme objection to. And I would like to point out, this is a neighborhood or community-driven petition. We had people calling, wanting to volunteer to get their neighbors to sign this once they understood what was going on. This is not just one person going door to door getting petitions. This is several people in the neighborhood that volunteered their time to get their neighbors' signature on this, objecting to this special use. And if you've got any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. But I think we got a great deal of signatures.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I filled out a card. And Melody and Steve Stanley,
We own Red Door Gallery,
and
which is right next to the building that Scott Holmes wants to rent for his business.
we still have a dire concern that we've gone into this neighborhood. We've spent $10,000 out of pocket that we'll never recoup to make this a better building. We've put new awnings, new paint, and none of that the landlord reimburses us for. We're attracting Baptist Hospital, Altel Arena, Roller Funeral Homes as clients that we're framing for. We're getting a lot of Little Rock people over, and we've really enhanced the area. We have original art, we do a lot of framing. The noise factor would just be horrendous to our business. And also, I don't think a customer that's going to have their windows tinted and their wheels done is going to come over and spend $3,000 on a piece of original art. And we want Park Hill to grow. We want it to be a neighborhood specialty shop, and we just don't think that's the appropriate business to have next door to us.
We are attracted north to Park Hill because it was a series of boutique shops, custom shops, a lot of nice, unique storefronts. They're not the kind of stores that are going to bring in lots of tax revenue. Neither are we. We're not a Walmart. But we do think these kind of stores add to the Park Hill area. It makes it a very nice and unique place, a variety of goods that can be purchased. And we have no problem with Mr. Holmes. We think we've met with him, talked with him. As far as we know, he's a fine man. We have no problem with a few car accessory shops. But there comes a time when you get to a kind of a tipping point and a neighborhood becomes a place that's all you go there for is car accessory shops. We want to stay in Park Hill. Our store's been here 25 years, and we want to add to the neighborhood, and we like it. We think it's a unique neighborhood, but at some point, we have to think about our business and whether it's going to be able to survive, and it takes a unique neighborhood with a certain kind of appeal to support our business, and we hope you see it the same way.
Thank y'all both very much.
Thank you.
The microphone's still open. Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening to me. My name's Kerry Tyson, resident of Park Hill, and I would just agree with the Stanleys. Want to echo that we have a unique sense and quality of place up there that is a walkable neighborhood, but they're correct. We're on a tipping point where we can create keep that quality of place, but one more generic business that doesn't make it a walkable place, it takes us on that downward slide. So I'd urge you to vote against the exception. Thank you.
Microphone's still open.
Hi, I'm Kevin Keach. I will fill out one of these. I spoke at the last meeting. I'm an attorney for Mr. Holmes. I did want to just point out a couple of things. Obviously, I would be speaking in favor of the particular matter, but I heard a couple of things that I was just sort of concerned about. The first being the petition that was circulated. There was a discussion about what this business really was. And I wonder exactly what that means. I would also point out that staff has reviewed the particular location, has made recommendations, I believe, to approve the conditional use permit. And there are a list of 12 items that I believe Mr. Holmes has agreed to. There are quite a bit of noise mitigation issues that have been taken into place already that have been agreed upon. And so if the noise is an issue, please understand that there are already issues in place to address that. with regard to the kind of clientele that may be brought into this particular area. Car accessories, car audio, window tinting, all of those areas are not just something that is not necessarily the same kind of clientele that we might see next door at an art gallery. More and more professional people are having these kinds of things customized and put in. Whether they will be the same, I can't say. As far as a petition is concerned, you all as the council will need to look at that. The request for a conditional use is something that is routinely reviewed and is granted on a regular basis. Whether this is or is not something that you all feel comfortable with is something that you need to think about, but most importantly, is this something that is a good use for this particular property? We've talked about where this property is. You all know where this property is. You know what this property is. And the kind of facility that's going in here is a good thing, a good business to be in this particular location. And that's all I'll have to say, and I'll be happy to leave a card.
Microphone's still open. Going to go ahead and adjourn the public hearing and ask Ms. Whitby to please call 007-136.
This is an ordinance granting a conditional use to allow an auto accessories installation business in the C3 zone for certain real property located at 3701 JFK Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
Is there a motion? Is there a motion? Well, I'm sorry it dies for lack of a motion. Thank y'all very much. Next item.
Ordinance 0806, Alderman Thomas.
Call it, please.
This is an ordinance granting a conditional use to allow a used car sales lot in the C4 zone for certain real property located at 2100 East Broadway in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question.
Alderman Height.
Just a clarification. Last, we voted on this a couple of weeks ago, and Alderman Robinson, you asked that one of the conditions that we add was that the parking lot was paved. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you turned around and voted no for it. Is that right?
No, sir, I voted for it.
You did? Did you?
I voted for the amendment.
But you didn't vote for it after you had gotten your condition added. I was just kind of wondering why.
I voted for the amendment.
You voted for the amendment to have it paid, but then
We
you
do it
voted
all
no.
the time, Alderman.
Pardon me?
I said, we do that all the time.
Okay, just
Okay.
curious.
I don't get that.
Anyone can make any comments, but there are no reasons that any council member has to answer a question, but there's no reason
That's
why a
right.
council member doesn't have the right to ask one. With that, we're in discussion.
Move for adoption.
There's a motion made and seconded already for adoption. Any further discussion on the motion?
Bryant?
No.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
No.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Motion carries on the emergency. Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
No.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Okay.
Next item?
New business, Resolution 0812, Mayor Hayes, Alderman.
Yeah, Alderman Bryant and Ross.
Yes, sir.
Please call it. I think we want it called.
A resolution appointing Karen Zapp to the position previously held by Doyle Hines on the Housing and Building Board of Adjustment and Appeals.
Could we hold this for another council meeting,
Sure.
please?
Let me, we'll just go ahead and hold that to the next council meeting. Let me, first of all, as we had a fairly large agenda on the front end, I wanted to welcome and introduce Mayor Eddie Joe Williams. Mayor Williams is the mayor of Cabot, one of our fastest growing cities in central Arkansas, perhaps even the state. He brought a council member, Eddie Long, with him, and we want to let you know, Mayor, obviously you're welcome here, and Mayor Williams is sharing some of his time with several of the city councils in central Arkansas, and he says he has his notebook out and is trying to pick up some pointers, and I could assure him that we would look forward to coming to Cabot and picking up pointers too. So thanks for being here, and let's give Mayor Williams and Alderman Long North Little Rock welcome. Next item.
Resolution 0813, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution reappointing Murray Witcher to the Advertising and Promotion Commission. I believe this needs to be withdrawn.
Hold on, we're going to withdraw that.
Yeah.
The city attorney pooch kicked on that one and forgot that Alderman Witcher was no longer, pooch kicked, I guess I ought to say, is no longer on the Advertising and Promotion Commission. And, of course, we didn't catch it either as we filed that, so we'll withdraw that. Next item.
Resolution 0814, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution reappointing Tony Vestal to the Central Arkansas Transit Authority Board.
Move for adoption.
Yeah. Second. On the motion.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Resolution 0815, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution reappointing Linda Gaza to the North Little Rock Historic District Commission.
Move for adoption.
Is there a second on the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Resolution 0816, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution reappointing Ann Clements to the History Commission.
Move for adoption.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Resolution 0817, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution reappointing Susan Gordon Gunter to the History Commission.
Move for adoption.
Second.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Resolution 0818, Mayor Hayes.
Call it.
A resolution reappointing Carl Jackson to the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment and Appeals.
Move for adoption.
Is there a second? There is a second. On the motion?
Bryant? Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Resolution 0819, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution reappointing Willie Alessandro to the North Little Rock Non-Uniformed Employees Retirement Board.
Move for adoption.
Second.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas? Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Resolution 0820, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an amendment to the network integration transmission service agreement between the city and Entergy Services Incorporated for the delivery of power and energy from Plum Point Energy Station Unit 2.
Before I move for adoption, does Mr. Gersh want to explain this? Or?
I'm sure you want him to, Alderman Height, but I don't know if any of us would understand it once he does. But why don't we get a motion in a second, and then anybody can ask a question if he can give it.
Move for adoption, then.
Second.
Mr. Gertz, you want to come to the microphone? This essentially, and I'll just categorize it, and then Joe can add anything to it if he wants to. We got a real good report back from our systems analysis, if I could use that, from Plum Point 2, that basically says that, in all likelihood, we won't have any cost associated with upgrades that may be required if and when Plum Point 2 is built and comes online. Now, recognizing that there's increased opposition against coal-fired plants, not the last of, or least of which, and last of which is SWEPCO. Plum Point 1, which we have 60 megawatts on, is past all the regulatory hurdles that I'm aware of. In effect, and is under active construction, perhaps, as you've heard me say, and is still online for sending us megawatts at in the neighborhood of 60. Well, in fact, not in the neighborhood, 60 megawatts at roughly $45 a megawatt hour come the spring of 2010. This is Plum Point 2, which is under active consideration. By and large, this keeps us in the hunt. There's no cost associated with this, and I'll let Mr. Gertz add anything that he might want to add. We've not made a commitment by any means, but this is one of the steps that keeps us in the, we'll say, in the ball field in terms of making sure that if and when it does go, that we'll maintain our position of 60 megawatts that we have rights in through our initial purchase in Plum Point 1.
It's a standard agreement under Entergy's open access transmission tariff. You have to get an amendment to the network service agreement anytime you acquire transmission service to an asset or a generation resource. And when you point that new resource, it's a standard process that you go to acquire transmission service. In this particular case, the agreement itself is contingent upon a request that was made by another party that's taking an interest in Plum Point Unit 1, and it's being reviewed by FERC Council, and he has recommended some minor changes to this agreement, and you have not seen those because I just got those this afternoon. So we will make those changes once it goes to once the FERC Council approves of it, and at that point in time we'll bring it back to you. But if what we're essentially authorizing us to do today is submit this unexecuted to the FERC.
And
I'm
you're welcome to
satisfied.
have copies of it ad infinitum. But is there any other questions? I think there was a motion and second on the motion.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
While Mr. Gertz is up there, I want to again pat him on the back for the hydro and the current, and obviously bring y'all up to date. I'm going to try to keep you as informed as I can. As of year to date, and this doesn't include today, we've generated $2,197,793, which if you want to look at where we feel that we are with regard to going for our budget based on daily flow projections, we are actually $539,323 ahead of budget. That's good news, and we want to keep that water flowing and those turbines ginning, because we're on our way, and in fact we're roughly $540,000 ahead of where our projected budget generation is, and we're topping $2 million by about $200,000. And yesterday's generation in one single day was close to a high of $69,956. So that just gives you an idea of what we can do when the river's flowing. We've been over 70,000 maybe once, I think, but in terms of dollars, yesterday was right close to one of our highs. So keep them humming there, Joe.
I think it's just kind of points to the importance of the hydro to operations of the electric department to the city. $70,000 a day adds up pretty quick.
Yeah, and we unfortunately we won't have that. It does add up, but those days are, but we're in the $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a day range pretty regular. So just keep them humming, and you're absolutely right. It adds up. Next item,
Ordinance 0808, Mayor Hayes.
please call it.
This is an ordinance prohibiting withdrawal and use of groundwater as a portable water supply by the installation or use of water supply wells or by any other method on property located at the southwest intersection of Riverfront Drive and Carriage Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. First reading.
Let me just really quickly explain this, because this is, pretty much of should be pretty much of a no-brainer. It's a requirement from AEDQ that's akin to our Brownfields grant, and this simply says we're not going to dig any wells on our what we call Smart House Way property. That's the only piece that it refers to, and we've never, to my knowledge, dug a well, nor would we ever intend to. With that, if I could suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the second reading.
I'll second that.
On the motion.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance prohibiting withdrawal and use of groundwater as a portable water supply by the installation or use of water supply wells or by any other method on property located at the southwest intersection of Riverfront Drive and Carriage Street in the city of North Little Rock. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the third reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the motion.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance prohibiting withdrawal and use of groundwater as a portable water supply by the installation or use of water supply wells or by any other method on property located at the southwest intersection of Riverfront Drive and Carriage Street in the city of North Little Rock. Third and final reading.
On the question,
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross? Yes. Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross? Yes. Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0809, Mayor Hayes.
please call it.
This is an ordinance adopting the Arkansas Mechanical Code 2003 edition, first reading.
I'm going to go ahead and hold that, to give people a chance to look at it, to, as you see by the agenda, copies can be viewed at the city clerk's office. We are one of the few cities, if not the only city our size, that has not adopted this code. One of the reasons, I think, if not the main reason, was it would require the addition of staff to inspect in accordance with that code. We have run this by our staff, planning, code, the city attorney's office, and it's pretty much of a unanimous recommendation that this would enhance construction and the quality of construction in our city. And so it's my feeling, based on that recommendation, that we ought to go forward. We do feel that there would be a new position that would be required in the quota ordinance, only one, I am told, and that position would be funded by and large through the charge of fees that would be associated with those inspections. So I encourage council members to take a look at this, or at least take a look, or have somebody else that you have some confidence in to take a look at it. Again, I understand we're the only city of our size that has yet to adopt this, so it would probably be in our best interest, but I wanted you to know that it would require the addition of one staff member, yet those positions would be funded by fees that would be charged in association with those inspections. With that, I'll hold it. Next item,
Ordinance 0810, Mayor Hayes.
please call it.
An ordinance amending the master street plan, ordinance number 7932, to add a minor arterial by extending Oak Grove Road to I-40, first reading.
This is, hopefully will be non-controversial. MetroPlan has asked that we do that. It's apparently not on our any master street plan, and this would help facilitate us and the Highway Department making the connection from Oak Grove to I-40. No cost associated with it.
Move to suspend the rules and place on second reading.
There a second?
Second.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance amending the master street plan, ordinance number 7932, to add a minor arterial by extending Oak Grove Road to I-40, second reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place it on the third reading.
Is there a second? On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance amending the master street plan, ordinance number 7932, to add a minor arterial by extending Oak Grove Road to I-40, third and final reading.
On the question?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines? Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0811, Alderman Gaines and Bryant.
Please call it.
This is an ordinance approving a pole sign for certain real property located at 11,905 Monbell Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, first reading.
Well, if we could like to maybe suspend the rules, take a third reading, and then talk about it, discuss it. Okay.
On the motion to suspend?
I'd like to
I'm
point out that
sorry.
was Gaines and Parker, not Bryant.
What did I say? I said Gaines, did I say Bryant? I'm sorry. Gaines and Parker.
Thank you.
I was thinking about you.
I can tell.
We won't go any deeper than that.
She's looking at me turn the air conditioning down, probably.
On the motion to suspend?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance approving a pole sign for certain real property located at 11,905 Monbell Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, second reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on third reading. Second.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance approving a pole sign for certain real property located 11,905 on Bell Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, third and final reading.
Any questions, comments, discussion?
The alderman over here been ribbing me about the date and the second whereas clause and pointing out that this is not, the Middle Ages. And the site plan review is not November 14th of 1006, it was 2006.
We know our legal department's a little swifter than that. I don't know that anybody would ever thought it was 1006, but we appreciate you bringing that, and without objection, we'll consider that a typo and correct it as such.
Thank you, Mayor.
Any further discussion?
Just a question of what the kind of history, why did this business used to have a sign?
Let me see if I can. I understand this. And obviously, we're extremely grateful for and excited about this development. This is where the home of the new Super Walmart's going to be out on Maumelle Boulevard. And one of the main entrances to that new development will be as Crystal Hill joins with the Supercenter, as well as other out parcels that are in the process of being developed. In order to do that, there was a business establishment that was there. It was a liquor store, and that had to be torn down and relocated. There was an existing pole sign that was there, and in light of the new entrance to that shopping complex and the relocation of that business, the sign had to go. So this is essentially a relocation, would be a relocation of that existing pole sign.
Move for adoption.
On third and final discussion, Alderman Bryant.
From looking at the display of the type of sign they're going to have, it appears as though there's going to be some type of a scrolling.
No, that I know. I had a chance to visit with the developer today, and there will be no scrolling sign. I see David Elrod out there. David, is that not correct? That's what Andy Collins told me a little earlier.
To be honest with you, it was too expensive to do that, so we just had a regular placard right there.
So that will not be a scrolling sign. Thank you. Motion made and seconded on adoption on third and final. Who seconded it?
Parker.
Okay, John Parker on the motion.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0812, Mayor Hayes.
Please call it.
This is an ordinance adopting revised standards of conduct for the North Little Rock Police Department, first reading.
Let me just mention, this ought to be non-controversial also. Chief Bradley, I know, has been working on this. Both the supervisors and the FOP, I understand, have reviewed it and have no objection. With that, if I could ask for a motion to suspend the rules and move forward.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the second reading.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance adopting revised standards of conduct for the North Little Rock Police Department, second reading.
Question.
All right, let's go ahead and take it to third reading. Motion to suspend the rules? Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved.
And second. On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance adopting revised standards of conduct for the North Little Rock Police Department, third and final reading.
All right, Alderwoman Ross?
Well, I was hoping that we would hold this just for one time, just to see if there's any questions, if anything comes up, if that's
Sure.
okay with Chief Bradley.
He says fine, we're not in any hurry. With that request, it'll be held. Next item?
Ordinance 0813, Alderman Gaines and Parker.
Please call it.
This is an ordinance approving a hillside cut for West North Little Rock Commercial Edition on Maumelle Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
I'd like to move to the third, if we could. Move to suspend the rules, place on the second reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson? Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance approving hillside cut for West North Little Rock Commercial Edition on Monbell Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place it on the third reading.
Second. On the motion?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance approving a hillside cut for West North Little Rock Commercial Edition on Monbell Boulevard in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
On the question?
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant? Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Concludes new business.
Mr. Elrod, I think, having talked to Mr. Collins today, that it is anticipated that that new Walmart store will open sometime in March. Do you have a day for us, at least a neighborhood of a day? And, you know, we look forward, you know, as Mayor Williams knows, we sure like partners, and we appreciate the location of that, you know, super mall, Walmart, and appreciate our partner as our friends from Maumelle will be enjoying the economic benefits of having that retailer in our neighborhood as well as theirs.
We've been told, Mayor, unless there's something comes up, but March 7th, Friday, March 7th, if you drive by there, you'll notice that they already have workers in there stocking and putting the shelving and stuff like that, so it's kind of like a lot of ants in a colony right now.
Well, we also look forward to announcement of many more, we'll say, good retail businesses that'll be in your neighborhood, and we appreciate it. Any council member? Alderman Thomas?
Yes, I'd like my name to be added to the 0807 there for Mr. Sykes. He's a friend of mine for 45 to 50 years, and I'd like to have my name added to that ordinance.
Well, be happy to, without objection. Ms. Whitby? Any other council member?
Just reminded people of council, the town hall meeting tomorrow night. Will you be in there tomorrow, Tuesday night,
Plan on
6:30,
it.
Levy Baptist Church? Plan on being there with the police chief and the wonderful city attorney and anybody else who'd like to come. Thank you.
Before I open up public comment, the Shrine Circus is in town. We'll have, well, it will be in town in March, the latter part of March. I'm sure any Shriner will be happy to sell you a ticket, 28th, 29th, 2008, Friday, 2 performances, 10 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, Saturday, 10, 2, and 7. So enjoy a rousing time at the Shrine Circus, and think about putting that on your calendar and buying some tickets. It certainly goes for a worthy cause. With that, the microphone's open. Anyone care to address the council, feel free.
Mayor, did you want to announce the police and fire awards?
Oh, absolutely. 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday, with the help of our friends at Twin City Bank. Anyone is welcome down at the Senior Center in the ballroom. We'll be acknowledging the good work of our police and fire departments, and we ask anybody that wants to come join and help us thank them for the work they do. Feel free at 3 o'clock on Friday. Thank you, Ms. Whitby.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Bobby Taylor. Mayor, it's been a while since I've been here, but I got some problems in Rose City. I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. The last time that, and this is 90% of this is on code. Got some ordinances not been enforced, and they ain't been enforced for a good while. And I've talked to them, and I don't know whether any other place to come but here. And I know you believe in working together, and that's one of the things that I want to make clear tonight. We're doing our part, but the code enforcement, we've got all kinds of problems out there. And the last time we was down in the school building, the last time that I asked for John some help or give him some more authority, and I was accused of bombarding John by Mr. Wadley. And I don't have nothing against Mr. Wadley. I like him. I don't have no problem with anybody. And there's no need in getting mad about it. I mean, if you can't fix it, you need to find out why, what the problem is, and see if you can't work together. But, and I know I try to get involved in a lot of stuff, some of the stuff I maybe shouldn't, but I've got a deal right here that there was 2 tapes. I talked to 6 people. I talked to you and showed you some pictures. I talked to Mr. Carter. I talked to DJ. I talked to Mr. Brown. I talked to Mr. Wadley. And I talked to Mr. Nolan. This started on June the 21st of '07. It's 7:55 a.m., 46:05, and it went to 45:16. There was 2 tapes. I talked to Mr. Brown. He said there was not enough evidence for her to do anything about this. And this was on the 1st and the 31st of '08. That's 7 months that I have talked to everybody that I know about something like this. And my question is, do we need to keep doing things like this, or do we just need to keep our mouth shut and not say anything?
Well, obviously, I can answer that question, Mr. Taylor. We sure appreciate folks coming up and sharing concerns with us, and if they aren't addressed and there's not a good answer, then we sure need to be called to task. So feel free to keep coming.
Mr. Nolan, when I called that Saturday, that morning, about a little after 8 o'clock, and I talked to Mr. Wadley, and he said he would send someone out there. He did, and it was John, and he was over there taking pictures of it when I got a hold of him. And I asked him what was going to happen. He said, well, he's going to get a ticket. He drug his carpet out of his driveway, down the street, with glass pouring out of it. When I left to go to work, I took that tape out and put another tape in the machine. When I come back at 12 o'clock, I run that tape back just a little bit before 11. And the person next door, he was out there with a square pointed shovel, raking this stuff up and taking it and throwing it across the road on these other people's property. Now, I mean, I don't know what the law is, but them tapes was just as plain, and John told me, I told him I had them tapes, and he said, well, you keep them tapes, because that's going to back up these pictures that I'm taking, and it's also going to back up your testimony in court. So that was the end of that. But there's several people knows about these tapes and knows about the problems that we have out there. We got car tires, and you know when it rains, them car tires, they're over on School Street. We've got dead trees that's down. It's been there since last summer. And this garbage is not being enforced. It's being put out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it stays there. The dogs and the cats that's in the neighborhood that stray tears that stuff open, scatters it up and down the street, and it's never picked up. And you got another problem, and I ain't gonna say nothing to him about it, but I'm gonna ride somebody about it. This guy right next door to me has a paper route, and he piled a bunch of newspapers out there on his hood of his truck the other day, and they all blowed up and down Boyer. He picked them up out of my yard and outside of his thing right there. If he's gonna pile them out there, he needs to put a rubber band or something around them. And I've heard people come to these meetings that tells us to get involved. They tell us how good the cameras are and how good they are and to get involved and stuff like that. There's people that used to come to the Crime Watch, they don't even come to the Crime Watch anymore. And I can give you probably 40 or 50 names that you can call, and they'll tell you why. It's because they come and speak their opinion, and nothing happens. And they get tired. They get burnt out. And I don't blame them. You got a car lot here that y'all pass these ordinances and stuff, and then you don't enforce them. You got a car lot on Broadway that was okayed here probably 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. It was for 10 cars. I come by there Saturday night, there was 23 cars on it. And I come by there tonight, there was about 17 or 18. And I heard the code enforcement has been on him, but he said all them cars are not for sale. I don't know. You know, if we're going to work together, we need to work together. And if we ain't, I just need to tell these people at the Rose City Crime Watch that I've been involved in for over 20 years, I just need to turn my key in and tell them good luck. I don't want to do that, but I'm not going to be between someone that I can't get something done and them people out there that's asking me and thanking me for trying to help them. Like I said, I'm not mad at nobody, but some of this stuff needs to stop. Or I need to stop, one or the other.
Well, Mr. Taylor, we don't intend for anybody to stop, and we sure appreciate what you do, and we're going to stay after it until we either get some answers or understand why we can't.
Well, that's all I asked. I mean, I can work with anybody. And again, I'm not mad at nobody. I can be friends with anybody. When I get mad at you, you'll know it. But I can't sleep, so I don't like to get mad.
Well, we appreciate your involvement, and we're going to stay with you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening again. I'm Jim Ard, and I won't take up as much time. Mr. Taylor has some very good comments. To share one thing with you about code, they've issued 3 tickets in my neighborhood for cars that won't start. There's been one that's been sitting since, I think, 2002 that won't move, but they ignore it. And I did call it to the code officer's attention. It's still sitting there. Have one question.
Give me an address on that, Mr. Ard, and if you'll call my office tomorrow, we'll see what we can find out about it.
Thank you. Have one question for Alderman Gaines. I know y'all don't have to answer questions. Am I going to be allowed to ask questions tomorrow night? Oh.
Absolutely. We'll go in order.
Okay, you're not going to overlook me like you did last
I
time.
looked at you last time. Remember, you got to ask all the questions you wanted to.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Mayor, we got one for you. We want you to think about. 8 people want me to ask this tonight. Are you running for re-election? Tell us tomorrow night.
Well, Mr. Ard, until we announce otherwise, you're absolutely right. We're running until we announce otherwise.
I wonder who's going to run against you.
Well, you're a possible candidate. That's the first time I heard you equivocate. Any other comments from our public comment section? If not, yes, sir. Come on up.
Mr. Ketchum. Saw him back there. He'll tell you what he thinks of the heartbeat, too.
My name is Alfred Baldwin. I like to ask one question. On my street on West 36th, I got problem. Cars parking on both sides. If we have a fire down there, it's going to be pretty rough for a fire truck to get through there, both on each side of the street.
What block of West 36 are you talking about, sir?
From MacArthur, put them on to Floor Street.
From where now? From
MacArthur.
From MacArthur Drive to, now they live on 1500 block, and that's right on, you know where the Texas Diner is?
So you're saying we allow parking on both sides, and you're concerned about that?
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, let me ask somebody to look into that, and give me your phone number.
791-0466.
All right, we'll see what we can do about it.
Well, see, I'm not bitching about it, but it's pretty dangerous. I can't get no emergency vehicle down Harley.
We won't want that to happen.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
On the motion to adjourn.
Bryant, Ross, Robinson, Thomas, Gaines, Parker,
Yes.
Height.
No.